A practical effect is when you use a costume instead of a special effect, so it's real. My name is Diana Thader. I'm an artist, and I've come to Arles to install a work called Practical Effects at the LUMA Foundation. The original idea for the work was to kind of create a post-human landscape where only machines are left. It's also a post-animal landscape. So there's elephants and giraffe, lion, a pony, bears. There's 70 different animals. And my idea was that these are the only animals left. Animals no longer exist. Humanity no longer exists after the Anthropocene. But what does exist are representations. Representation of the human, a representation of the animal. I wanted to have these kind of three references to the unnatural. The circus with unnatural animals, the topiary with representations of animals, and the robot, which is a biomimetic robot. It looks like a chimpanzee. I told the robot that he was the last thing on Earth. His only job is to care for the garden of animals. When I started to make this work, I wanted to work with a robot. So I did a lot of research, and I couldn't really find a robot that wasn't made for war. All the robots that are being built now are, in the United States at least, funded by the Defense Department. And I wanted a robot that had a little touch of humanity. So the robot in the work is played by a person in a costume, and this practical effect that I used gives this note, I think, of sympathy and humanity to the robot, just a touch. So I'm very interested in surrounding the viewer with imagery and having the viewer enter into the installation, become part of the installation. The tent is a representation of a circus tent, and it's another reference to animals who are not animals, to animals who may be alive, but they're representations of the wild. When your shadow is cast into the projections, which you can't avoid, the shadow becomes part of the work and engages in a way with the work. The other interesting thing is that if you're outside the tent, you can see from the outside the shadows of people inside who become part of the scene, part of the landscape. And that's what I want. I want people to know he's the last. And I want people to know it's our fault.